everyone, this is Cinema.
And this is Johannes.
And you are watching Board Gaming Ramblings.
And welcome to Ramblings of the Month!
For August.
2020.
Yeah.
Still going on strong, not strong. Still
Not so
going
strong.
on. Super weak, horrible year.
Yeah.
But August was better gameplay-wise than July was.
Absolutely.
It's getting better this time of the year. Like the autumn is usually better for games, and hopefully it will be good this year as well. Even though there is no S, and that makes me sad every time I think about it. So, as we said last time, we are trying to get this earlier and earlier in the month. It's still going to be like halfway through September before this one for August comes out. So we're going to try, because it feels strange then like only 2 weeks later to do another one, but that's probably what we have to do to be able to get it at the beginning at each month, because then it makes more sense. We have finally, as you have seen, been able to get the new setup for the playthroughs.
Yeah, that's been so much fun doing some more playthroughs, and we're kind of happy about the setup now, but we're very glad if you give us some input.
Yeah.
That will be helpful to make this better and better, so it would be fun to watch.
Yeah, I think like the setup is really good. I think the new cameras, both of them, we have both two of the same camera, are working very well. It is a lot more work to edit playthroughs than it is to edit anything else.
I don't know anything about that.
That is a lot of work. Like, because if there's first of all, it's long.
Yeah.
It's like an hour, maybe an hour, 40 minutes, 2 hours for longer games. And I have to watch it all. Like when I do a review or a top 10, I might basically double speed it.
Yes.
To because I can then feel and see if there's anything I need to change or take out and still be able to hear every word. But it takes me shorter time. But then I do a playthrough, there's so much clipping, so much editing, changing the views from overhead to us. Because I want to make it interesting, because it's not interesting to see the table empty for 2 minutes when you are thinking about your action, or we are just talking about something and seeing just the hands doing like this. That isn't interesting. So it is a lot more work to make it enjoyable.
Yeah.
But I think that it's worth it so far. I think that we've seen that people are watching it. More people are watching it at the other videos, and I enjoy that. And also I'm very happy so far. We only had, I think, one review, the
Ride the
Rails and also Planet X. So two reviews so far, using the overhead for review as well. And I hope that, please give us a response on that, because I think that's a lot better than just trying to take some pictures and put it in. It's so much easier to just show it on the table. And then you won't forget it as often as we did when we tried to take pictures of the games while we're playing them. Or you were trying to take pictures and you never did it.
Yeah, horrible.
So that is kind of the introduction. That's what we're feeling now. I am very much excited for games.
Yes.
Like it's an ongoing trend now. I do feel like it, because it's Ramblings of the Month, I feel like this is the place that we can talk about it. I do sometimes nowadays we have a lot of games upstairs that we haven't played. And I really now go in this ups and down of being sad that I cannot play the games I really want, because we have games that we need to make content for. So I'm feeling a thing that it's even more important going forward, choosing to receive review copies and choosing to make content for games that we are really excited for.
Yeah, I agree.
Like some games we are getting are good games, but then I feel like, I had to play this 3-4 times, and I would rather play Canoe, which we haven't played yet, but we have. It's not in the future. We have, but we haven't talked about it in Ramblings or not. But we have seen the playthrough, and we like it. Yes. We're going to do a review, hopefully, of that soon, or in October or something. In when the world, sometime next year. But that is one thing that I don't know how you feel like. How do you feel about that? Because for me, it goes I enjoy making videos. I love making these YouTube videos. I really much enjoy the possibilities and working on the channel and seeing the growth. I would have loved it to grow faster. Like, if you have any ideas of how to make more people recognize us and see us, because I think that the content we make are good. It's not super original. It's not super different, which is something that makes it harder to stand out. Basically, what we have is us. Like, that is the unique selling point.
That is not a good selling point.
But that's what we have. Like, basically, we do reviews, we do top 10s, we do playthroughs. That's what people do.
Yeah.
And but I'm happy with the growth. We have doubled our subscribers in a year, which is good. No, I'm just rambling, but it's Ramblings of the Month. So I thought, like, if there's anywhere I can be able to talk about the things I feel.
But on the playing games aspect of it, I think last time we did this, or was it in July, June? I don't remember.
I don't know.
But you were a little tired of games.
Yes.
So now that it's going up and down and up and down, I feel like that is normal for a gamer, because of course you as well if you have a cool game, you rather play that than the other not so cool game, and that is the way with us too. That is logical.
But the normal people don't have to play that not so cool game.
Yes, absolutely.
But that's like a choice. So it's not like whining boo-hoo. It's sad that we get free games to play.
No, we need to play games.
Please don't. But I'm not really up and down about playing games. I'm super excited about playing games now. I would play games every single day. But
Nice.
it's there's just so many games. Like we have bought some older games that I would like to play, and I'm seeing them on the shelf. I'm like, don't know when you're gonna get to play those. Probably in January, February. And that's another positive thing about doing playthroughs is that when January, February, March comes, and I really want to play Cost of Burgundy, I'm just gonna say, let's just film Cost of Burgundy and put it on the channel, and people will be enjoying that. Instead, like if we do a review of Cost of Burgundy, that's not gonna get so many views.
That is true.
But overall, I'm really happy. We have had some really fun times playing some playthroughs, and there's so many great games coming in. I'm contacting a lot of publishers for Essen Digital or Studio Digital, trying to get something where I know it's harder for us because we are in Norway. Some publishers don't want to send to us because of that, and it's easier because we're still a pretty small channel. It's easier in Spiel, in Essen, to go there and say, hey, it's us, we talked online, and they will give the game to us instead of having to ship it, have to do all that stuff. So it's a lot harder this year, but I'm trying to get some of the titles that I am most excited about. I have pre-ordered a lot of stuff just because I'd rather just have the game. I don't care. Like, it's not super important for me to get the game for free. That's not why we do this. Like, I can, if I want a game, I will just pre-order it, and I've done that for a lot of games now.
We just want it as fast as possible.
That's
That
the
is the thing.
And it's harder and harder now to get, like, because that's the times of the year when we get boost in our viewership and boost in the subscribers, is when we get to review something as one of the first channels to do it. And that is getting harder and harder because of Kickstarter. Loads and loads of games are doing Kickstarter, and then people have played it and done previews, and also they're sending a lot of pre-production copies to like the biggest ones.
Yes.
I know we rambled a lot about that. I think, like, do you have anything you want to say, like your feelings? Anything
let's
you wanna...
go with the flow. Let's go.
You don't have any topics that you want to talk about? No,
No.
that's fine. I'm just asking, so you don't feel like you didn't.
I feel like I should have a topic when you're saying it
that.
that.
Yeah, that's what I do.
Should I have a topic?
Do you remember the topic that you talked about, that you wanted to talk about, you know? No, I'm just kidding.
Okay,
So,
good.
let's move on to This Is What We, and when I say we, I mean I, backed on Kickstarter this month.
Yay.
So after some feedback, this is how this is going to be now. This is going to be everything I backed from the last time we filmed this and until now.
Yes.
So that might be, some of them might be over, some of them might be going now, and some of them might be late pledges, because that's the three genres this time.
So,
And
let's
it's not
hear
very many.
it. Let's see where our money goes.
It's only 6 games this time. I don't
Okay.
remember how many it was last time. It was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Oh, okay.
So it's the same
It's the
amount. But this time more expensive, because we are
Okay.
starting with the most stupendous expensive Kickstarter. I never thought that this was going to be the most expensive Kickstarter I ever backed. You know what it is. It is the Stefan Feld City collection from Queen Games.
Yeah, we're going all in on this.
We did that. That's when it's done, but probably it's going to
Thing.
be like some late pledge. They usually do that. Queen Games are usually doing like a pre-order. This is like the most Kickstarter thing from Queen Games ever, because they didn't actually do changes for the game. They did actually change up during the campaign. And usually Queen Games is like, this is a game. You back it, and then 1 month later you have it. That is usually Queen Games.
Because that is basically kind of why we're getting it, right? Because they've made some changes.
Yes.
Because I wouldn't need a new version of Bruges, which we never play, because you
I don't like it at
are
all.
not a fan. So they've done some changes that I think that we will enjoy. Yeah. And the other one was
it's Macau, which we don't have.
We have played it once.
I played it twice.
I played it once.
Yep.
And I want to play it again, so I'm excited to have that in our collection, as we are massive Feld fans.
And then, like, we went all in, which means we get like a super duper deluxe stuff. But we also, that means that we have already paid for the next 2 games in the collection.
Oh, that is true.
Which is then a new version of Rialto.
Yeah.
And it's also a new game.
Oh, okay.
So that's the next 2. So the first 3 are in Bruges, Macau, Rialto, and a new game.
Okay, so I'm happy about that.
And so I think they said it's going to be at least 8 games in the series. So we're looking forward to see that. Next up was... next up is something that you would never think you would hear on this channel. I late pledged after Sunniva said 100% I'm in. It's basically your fault.
Yes.
I late pledged for the Merlin Big Box.
Yeah.
And if you're like seeing, oh, what is strange about that, then you haven't seen enough videos on our channel. Go and find out.
You did a review of Merlin, didn't you?
I did. Go and check that out, and you'll see why that's so surprising. Because Merlin was not a good game. It was super random, and I didn't like it. But all the time since that game came out, everybody has said, get the first expansion. That makes the game so much better.
I haven't even played it yet. It's insane.
And that's like one of the biggest reasons. And I wanted to give it another chance. Probably not going to be my favorite game, but I don't mind a lot of the randomness in Stefan Feld's games because you can mitigate them in a great amount of ways. But I didn't feel like you could that in this game. So it felt very random and didn't feel like I could influence a lot of what was happening. And I heard that like the first expansion especially and the second expansion also adds more to that, adds more depth, adds more gameplay, adds less randomness, adds less randomness. That doesn't make sense. Remove randomness or makes it less random. And the third one I heard was the new one maybe might not be interesting. It had some take that and a lot of that. Yeah. But it was basically impossible to get any of the expansions here, so I just bought the big box one.
Yay!
And then another late pledge I did was a game that I was really sad that I didn't remember when it was on Kickstarter. And then my friend Morten, he was like, oh yeah, I'm really looking forward to that game. I was like, oh, sad, I didn't get that. And he was like, yeah, I late pledged for it. And I was like, what? Did you do that? And I checked out and it was still possible to late pledge. And that is Excavation Earth by David Tursi.
Oh yeah, you've told me about the name and why we're excited for this.
So what kind of game is this?
This is, I think I've seen the box. The box looks nice. It looks kind of like some ancient Stone Age theme. No idea.
Wrong game.
Which one is that?
I don't know
then?
what game you're talking about.
Okay.
Excavation Earth is a game about different races trying to excavate Earth and trying to find resources and relics and stuff. Okay. I don't remember exactly, but it looks really cool, and I'm very happy to be able to be on late pledge. Huh. Then there's actually 3 ones that are live right now, which means you can, if you haven't already backed them, you can go and do it, which is more helpful than the rest. Or actually the last 2 are also late pledge, so you can go. So it's actually only 1 in this one that you can't do anything with. Next one is Monsters on Board from Final Frontier Games. We haven't really played any of their games. They did Robin Hood, which I heard was okay, nothing very, very amazing. Then they did Coloma, which I heard really good thing about it. Morten, our friend again, he has been a huge fan of that lately. And now they're making a game called Monsters on Board. First of all, their games looks amazing. They have artwork. I'm pretty sure this is also by the Miko. I might be wrong on that, but the artwork is very good, colorful,
very
fun.
Cool.
Also, I love the theme. I'm a huge fan of the Universal monsters, like the original Frankenstein, Dracula, all of those, like the old black and white movies. I'm a super fan of those. And this is kind of like a strange theme of the monsters want to have a party, but they don't have any... What is it called again? It's like
is it scream juice?
Fruit.
No, it's something
fried
juice
or something. Like
scare juice.
Scare juice.
I don't know.
It's a juice.
I think it's scare juice.
I don't think I think it's a more catchy word, but it's something juice. It's a juicy word, and they wanna go to the town and scare people to get that. Basically, it looks like a pretty standard dice drafting game with some very cool mechanisms and some cool components, and it just looked really, really cool. And the mechanism looked nice, the game looked really cool, so I had to back it.
Huh. The theme got me interested.
Yeah. Next one we have Mercado de Lisboa, which is the new game from Vitala Soda. I'm pretty sure it's a co-design. I do not remember the other designer.
So too, yeah.
Or designers. I do not remember. Sorry about that. But basically, it's a smaller Lacerda game. I've been into Tabletopia and looked at it, but I haven't played it because I don't do a lot of Tabletopia. But it looks cool. It's Vitala Soda. It's the back.
Yes.
And the last one is a Norwegian game, or it's from a Norwegian designer. It's Streets from the same designer who did Villagers just a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
Which was a really nice game in a small box and had really beautiful components, especially for like the deluxe edition. There in the Villagers you had all these really beautiful wooden coins in this little chest, and here you get wooden banknotes instead, which looks really, really cool.
Nice.
I think the gameplay looks nice for this. I haven't looked really deep into it, but I want to support the Norwegian designer. I really recommend checking that out.
Yes.
And that are the game that we, and when I say we, I mean I backed on Kickstarter the last month.
Woo!
So now we are into the bread and butter of Board Gaming Ramblings, which is
what have we
gameplay.
played?
So we have changed this up a bit now. because when these months are coming now and we are playing huge amount of games like this month or in August, I played 28 different games. So we don't want to spend time saying like, and then we played that, and we already did a review of that, and then we played that, and that's going to be a review. So what we have done is basically we're going to give you some stats just for fun for what we played and how many times we won for each of us. You can guess who won the most. And then we're going to like talk about just list the games that are getting some content soon. And then we are going to skip a bunch of games, everything we played that already got content and things we don't really want to talk about. And then we're going to talk about 5 games this time.
Talk about highlights of the month, really.
Yeah, basically the best or the most interesting or the ones that we had something to say about.
Yeah.
So, I played 50 plays of 28 games in August with 21 new games. And you played 45 plays of 25 games with 20 new ones.
Yeah.
So, that means that the one you didn't play was Through the Desert, which was the one we're not going to talk about this month, but that was the one I played. You didn't play. I do not know where the 5 plays coming from, but that's okay. So I played 50 times and I won 19 times.
Yes.
And you?
I played 45 times. I won 27 times.
So you had a win rate of 60%.
Yes.
I had a win rate of 38%.
Yeah. Should we do like the contest that we did in the start of our gaming career? That you're going to do something nice
Give
for
you
me
cake
now?
when you won?
Yeah.
No, because I just
I
did
think
that to get you into games.
I have some cakes to give you first.
But you gave me years of joys and gameplay of board games, so I don't care about
that is
cake.
even better.
I'm trying not to eat too much cake right now, so that's good. So now we're just going to list out the games that we have played and are getting content soon, or will be getting content during the next month or so. Some of these we have already filmed, a couple of these we will film. So School of Sorcery from Finn Games, or Dr. Finn Games, The Court of Miracles, the English version released by Lucky Duck, Merchants of Infinity, that's a Kickstarter coming next week, because this is coming that week, yeah. Next week, The Cast, which is a new Spielworks title about asbestos. And we have Forgotten Waters, which we already did a review of, or we filmed it, haven't put it out yet. And My City, which is the legacy game by Reiner Knizia.
Yes.
So, on to the highlights or notable plays of this month. So where are we going to start?
We got to play Bus.
Bus.
Yes. That is a splatter game, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm horrible at these things, but Bus is a reprint.
It is. It's a 20-year anniversary, basically. So it's a game from 1999.
Yeah, so it's gotten its look upgraded.
Yeah.
To put it mildly.
Because it's not Splotter giving it out, it's Capstone. Because if Splotter was releasing it, it's just going to be the same. Because they don't care about the artwork. So we got the 20th anniversary edition. It's really cool because it has the original board in there as well. So you can look at the difference and you can even play the original one if you want. It has all the original components and all the new components. So this is a very strange game. It's a worker placement game basically, or it's it is a worker placement game where you are trying to place a route, make bus routes, and get the most bus people, get the most passengers, bus people, on your bus route to go different places, to work, to their home or somebody else's home, because they don't really care about where they go. They don't have a specific home.
To work at home or to the pub.
Yes.
That is where people need to go.
It is basically where people need to go. And what is cool about this game is 2 things. Is that you have 20 actions throughout the game. You have to use 2 actions each round, but you can use as many actions as you want.
That is cool.
That is like
that is
the coolest thing. And when I was playing this, to say like I didn't love it the first time I played it. You like it more than me, I think.
I liked it.
I want to play it again, but I wasn't like blown away. Not my favorite Splotter so far. But I was looking at this mechanism of you having this amount of actions and you have to use them wisely throughout the game. And why hasn't anyone else done that?
Haven't anyone else done that?
I haven't seen it. Probably.
Familiar.
Maybe someone have done it, but I haven't. I don't think I've played a game where I have, throughout the game, I have these 25 actions. You can say that some games with time, we just played one, but that we're going to talk about next month. That was kind of like maybe the nearest thing I've seen. Like, but those who have like patchwork and those kind of when you have like a different amount of time, but that's a different take on that mechanism.
Yes.
Like if I have these 20 workers and that is what I have to use throughout the whole game, That I would like to see again.
I feel like I've seen it somewhere before, but it's a very rare mechanism to use. But I liked it. I really liked the mechanism, and I also liked the game in its whole. At the towards the end of the game, I really saw some clever things that you could do. It's a little take that. It has a huge potential for really destroying the plans of the other players, but that is kind of the thing. You have to always plan for the worst, so you have to assume that everyone is going to screw you over. And there's also like a time stopping mechanism,
which there's time travel in the game.
Yes, obviously. So I want to play it again. It's not my favorite game, but it was really interesting to. I think, was this my first Explorer game? No, I've played.
No, you have played Rolls and Bolts, and you played The Great Zimbabwe.
Yeah, I think those
are the ones.
Two. Yeah.
So that is Buzz.
Then we played Arkwright.
Yeah.
And Arkwright, the card game. But before we reviewed that, we figured we should play Arkwright again.
Yes.
We recently got it because you saw it like selling for cheap, and you thought, cheap, and you thought
like
that we should have this game in our collection because it's one of your favorite economic games.
It was my number one heavy game.
Really?
Yeah.
That is cool. I enjoyed it. It was a massacre for my brain. I think all of my brain cells died a little.
A lot of brain thoughts that day.
Yeah, a lot of brain thoughts. So many. And this is definitely not a game that I can take out on like when I'm tired.
Like a normal evening, let's just play a game of Arkwright. Now, I love Arkwright. It's a beast to get to the table because it's a 4 or 5 hour game, but it's just so much fun. And I wanted to play it before we played the card game because that made a lot of sense because it had been a long time since I played it. I love the game. I still stand for what I said when in the top 10 heavy games. I still mean that. It is the quintessential heavy game. It's super good. So many interesting mechanisms. So much interesting interaction. So good. So amazing.
Very good.
Oh, it's good. I want to play it.
Then you played something without me.
I did. I got to play
Judas.
No, you were doing something else.
Yeah, I was doing something else. I was rescuing a cat.
You were looking for a cat.
Yes.
Yeah, not like a random cat, but a family cat.
Yeah, my family's cat.
So, you're looking for a cat. Just, hello, cat? Cat?
Hello, cat.
Is there a cat? No, but I played Gaia Project again.
Yes.
Because we had a couple of plans of playing a new game or playing a game with a friend coming over. So we were 3 players. Our neighbor who we play a lot of games with, and then another guy who plays with us sometimes. And we were like, he usually want to play something heavy, or he enjoys that because he doesn't get to do that often. And I was like, maybe have you played Gaia Project? And I asked him, I was like, no, I want to play that.
And I want to play that.
We played Gaia Project, and it was a lot of fun. I do not remember who won. I don't think I won because I think I forgot points again.
Or maybe I think you won. Yeah.
I think actually I won.
I think you absolutely won.
I think actually I won because I did some great things.
Because I weren't there, so
I could win.
You could win.
The Gaia Project is still amazing, still a very, very, very good game. There's so many possibilities with the 14 different races. This is basically the opposite of Terra Mystica for me. With Terra Mystica, I liked it less and less, and this I just like more and more because even though it's very seldom I get to play it with every single game, but this is very good and I enjoyed it, and it was very much fun to finally play it again. Gaia Project.
Yeah, I want to play it again. Then we played Pret-a-porter.
Yes, we played this before we did the economic one because we wanted to make sure that it wasn't on there, but we wanted to make sure that we weren't want to put it on there. We weren't want to put it on there.
Yeah, we played it before too, so this was the second time we played it.
Yeah.
And we got kind of the same problem as the first time we played it, though. This is one of the most recognized economic games. It's from yes, yeah, thank you.
His biggest, most Euro game, basically.
Yeah, and this is a reprint or a second edition or something.
Maybe it's like the fourth edition.
I think so. Yeah, something edition. So this is a popular game, and I absolutely think it's a good game and it's a solid game. But we got every time we played it so far, we have to play more. Yeah. Absolutely, I am not made up my mind about this at all. But the feeling I get this far is that it kind of has a runaway leader, and if
it's very hard to catch up. It's a rich gets richer.
Yes,
which makes sense in an economic game, but there didn't really feel like there was anything to do if you ended up having a really horrible start.
Yes.
And then the third player ended up having a very good combo of cards in the beginning. And it was basically impossible to do anything after that.
Yeah, I kind of saw after the first half of the first round that I wasn't going to win this. I wasn't sure, of course, so I tried the best that I could, but it was harsh.
Yeah, I think like it's a couple of different things, especially like the card draws. Like there's a lot of card draws which add, every one of them adds another layer of randomness. So there's a lot of luck, a lot of randomness in there. Even though there is a lot of things you can do, and a lot of the cards, like all the cards are very good. But if you like get a super good combo, and then maybe like if you play the games more, then I can see that the combo is there and I can try to block you from getting it.
Yes, of
and
course.
those kind of things might make it better or might make it less of a problem. But I like the game, but it didn't end up in the top 10, but it's a very good game.
It's a very good game, yeah, absolutely.
And last one we want to talk about is a very different game, because this was Bus, Arkwright, Gaia Project, Pret-a-porter, like right in the middle of our genre. Like this is a heavy game. This is what we want to play. And then we have played a lot of LLAMA. From Marek Knizia.
Yeah.
Probably something he had in a drawer and he was like, oh, this is a game. Let's call it LLAMA. That's how I think he makes games. Or maybe he just made it in his sleep. He was just sleeping and just writing something.
This is a really light, easy, quick card game.
Yes.
It reminds me kind of No Thanks or that kind of genre. You having cards of different values on your hand and you want to get rid of them. We have a card game in Norwegian that is called Idiot. I don't know if you have that somewhere else, but it's kind of, you have to work chronologically. And if you don't have, like, if there's one on the table and you don't have one or two, then you have to decide, do I want to draw more cards or do I want to pass? And at the end of the game, when you have to stop, then you have to count all the cards that you have left on your hand, and it gives you a lot of points that you don't want. You don't want points in this game.
No, because you want to be the first to get rid of your points.
Yeah.
No, because the game ends when somebody gets 40 points and then the player with the least points is the winner.
Yes, you don't want to get points.
It's very... I thought you were going to want to get rid of your points, but you also want that. But it's a very short game. It's very fun. I've heard so much good about it, so that's why we got it, because it's 2019 release. I was just like, I want to be able to play this when I first saw it in stock, and it was fun.
Yeah.
And that's basically that.
Yeah.
That is August. We hope you enjoy that. That ended up being a bit long because of the rambling in the beginning, but we hope that this is a video where I feel like we can be personal and just talk about what we feel and what we think, because that's important.
If you don't want to listen to us ramble and just want us to talk about games or play games, you're not watching this anyways.
Probably.
It's a free country, free world, free internet. I don't know how much you're paying for your internet. But you can always turn us off if you think we're annoying. So.
It's a bit late to say that now. Because
I should have informed that. Oh, okay. So I'm sorry to you.
If you saw all this and you thought you were forced to, I'm very sorry.
I'm sorry. I'll be better next time.
But that's the end of the video.
It is.
Thank you so much for watching. I'm Johannes.
I'm Cinema.
And you've been watching Board Gaming Ramblings, and bye-bye.